Censored tonight. Well, there is a small community here in Texas that's causing a lot of controversy and, of course, getting a lot of attention. It's a result of a man named Malcolm Tanner who is moving to that community, already set up shop there, but he's inviting more of what he calls melanated people. And some see it as a threat. They see it as an all-black community. Let's take a look. And joining us here on The Factor Uncensored to discuss this topic, we have with us Dr. David Branham from the University of Houston downtown and political analyst Dr. Dietrich von Bietenfeld. Now, we're talking about Attorney General Ken Paxton filing a lawsuit against Malcolm Tanner, who's originally from Indiana, saying he is deploying a political takeover in Lovington County, preparing to call it Tanner County. He's inviting all of these black people there. So what exactly is Ken Paxton concerned about when it comes to Malcolm Tanner?
Well, the purported reason for the lawsuit is sanitation and the lack of established facilities, the strain on the infrastructure. So again, where Ken Paxton has legal authority involving the health and welfare of Texas residents is much like, I liken this case to the old 300, where Stephen F. Austin brought, through the authority of impresarios, brought many people into the state of Texas for housing, and this self-professed doctor, Tanner, has said, I want to do the same thing. I'd like to move these individuals, pay them $5,000 a month. This county has a lot of wealth from the Permian Basin, only 64 residents, over $60 million in the coffers, so that's about $1 million per current resident available for this individual, if he's able to win the elections, to reallocate some of those resources. So I think that's another concern for the Attorney General moving into an election season. As we look at redistricting, as we look at maintaining a conservative majority, this individual bringing possible liberals, possible Democrats into an area, then taking over a very wealthy, oil-rich county, possibly imposing regulations beyond that of the Railroad Commission and restricting this access of resources is very concerning on a visceral level. And
he's made it clear, he's also said melanated people, people of color, we want to bring them here so they can have the political power, and he hadn't been shy about saying that.
Absolutely, and like the 300 who came here with the promise of converting to Catholicism, they didn't do that. With the promise of not bringing slaves, they brought slaves. With the promise of adhering to Mexican standards and learning Spanish, they did not do that. We have an individual who's taking a lot of these principles that our republic was founded on and saying, no, I would like to see more of Tanner County looking like me, and then bringing an area where it's depopulated. The weight can be much more aggregate power than bringing 5,000 individuals to Houston. So that's going to dilute the vote, versus in this county, in Loving County, maybe like Loving versus Virginia, we're just going to break in and desegregate this and integrate, and there will be people of color with the majority of the vote.
And he says Loving County will now be called Tanner County, in his opinion, not officially. But, of course, it's almost like being king. Your thoughts about
Might as well
this?
be.